Hey YouTube, it's UniquelyWaffles. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Clement.
Today we'll be doing a tips and tricks video on Soldier. We'll be basically running through the basic concepts for the Soldier.
Of the Soldier. This is how to play.
So the first thing we'll be showing you is basically how to rocket jump. It's basically just aiming the ground and then firing the rocket and jumping at the same time.
I thought it was supposed to be a jump, crouch and shoot.
That method works as well, but it doesn't really help much. I mean, I know you can jump much higher with that, but why do you want to jump so high for? I mean, like, yeah, basically a normal rocket jump can reach the same areas. Like for example, this cargo that we are on, I just did a normal rocket jump and I came on it.
No.
So there's no point for doing a
Yes,
jump.
but you get to higher places. You see, as you can see, I've just flew much higher.
Yeah, but you flew too high.
Oh, so that's the bad point.
Yeah,
but I still rather
yeah.
prefer to.
So I realized I tried doing the jump crouch method before, but I realized that I would always go overshot my target. It's very hard to control because you have to jump very far away. But on the plus side, you can jump much higher. So the good thing about rocket jumping is that you will always be in the air. When you're in the air, it's much harder for the opponent to shoot you because it's very hard to predict where you'll land next. Like for example, now Clement will try to rocket jump while I try to shoot him. It's very hard to predict where he's going next because of him falling down and then moving at the same time. It'll be impossible. And the second thing is that it's always good to have the upper ground when you're fighting against someone else, because when the soldier shoots his rockets, I get it. The rockets will have a splash damage. So if they are on the ground and you shoot the ground where they are on, the explosion will inflict a lot of damage to them. However, if they are in the air, there will be no explosion damage.
And you'll fly away like this. Show me. Make me fly.
So right now I'm using the Cow Mangler 5000 and the Righteous Bison.
Bison.
Yeah, I call this the laser set because both of them are so-called focus wave projector, which is actually basically just a laser, as you can see. The good thing about both weapons is that they have unlimited ammo. As you can see from the bottom right side of my screen, there's no ammo. Instead, it shows a bar. Once the bar runs out, you can just reload. So you'll never run out of ammo, so you can like just camp at one side and then just keep on using it.
Yeah, like a noob.
Yeah, but the Cow Mangler, there's a special part of it, is that instead of the normal right click, when you're using a normal rocket launcher, when you use right click, there is
you can't even right click.
Yeah, there's nothing, basically nothing. But for the Cow Mangler, it does a charge shot. This charge shot requires all your ammo and it takes quite a while to shoot. I shall demonstrate.
Let me demonstrate a reflex.
Hey! You almost killed me. Dude, you almost killed me.
That was the whole point.
Okay, basically, the charge shot, when it explodes, it will inflict a huge blast damage. And it also set people on fire. Now I shall try setting him on fire, but he's a pyro, so the fire won't last anyway. As you can see,
yeah, he set himself on fire. What a noob.
Yeah, okay. It takes away all my ammo. It requires all my ammo and it does a charge shot. And the good thing is that it can even disable a sentry. So if you have playing payload or something and there's some level 3 sentry annoying you, you can just simply blast it and it will disable it for 5 seconds. And during these 5 seconds you can take it down. Yep. For the Righteous Bison, the special thing is that it cannot be reflected. Normal projectiles can be reflected, like for example I can shoot Clement with the Cow Mangler. As you can see, he can reflect it, but however when I use the Righteous Bison to shoot him, no matter how he reflects it, it cannot be reflected. It can just penetrate them. So yeah, that's another good thing, is that it can penetrate through players, so it can shoot through certain like 2 or 3 players at one time and cause a lot more damage. This is the airborne armament set, which consists of the Liberty Launcher, the Reserve Shooter and the Market Gardener.
But you're missing the head. It's just like the Bong Boy set without the Bong Boy head.
Yeah, but as you said, it's the same. There's no bonus stats. I mean, there's no point for the Jumper's Jeep cap.
It's nice.
Then, as for the secondary weapon, there's the Reserve Shooter. Basically, the Reserve Shooter has a 15% weapon switch, and it deals mini crits damage to airborne targets. So for example, if I use my rocket to launch Clement into the air, and I shoot him immediately with the reserve shooter, it will deal mini crits damage to him. Now for example, as you can see, it came out as a big crit damage, which is instead of the normal one, to show that it is a mini crit. So that's the good point. You can use this as a form of juggling as well. But the downside is that there's also a reduced clip size. The normal shotgun has 6 ammo while this one only has 3 ammo. And unless you launch him very high up in the air, I don't think it's possible for you to do more than 2 shots. 2 shots is the limit, I think.
Really?
Most likely.
I think you're not launching me high enough.
Okay, I'll try to shoot directly. Hey, don't move. Yeah, I killed you.
That was intentional.
Yeah, okay. Then as for the third part of the set, there is the Market Gardener. I find this a bit useless because it only deals crits damage while the wielder is rocket jumping. So in order for me to deal critical hits with the Market Gardener, I need to rocket jump and hit someone while I'm mid-air. Meaning that I have to
not necessarily you have to be in mid-air.
Yeah, I can deal mini crits, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to aim with that.
Yeah, I mean it's a melee weapon, the range is very small. Yeah, as you can see, the range was so small. Even though I went directly above him, I still could not hit him at all.
Land near me, but just before you touch the ground, whack me with the Market Gardener.
Yeah, it's very hard to time it.
Yeah, there? You got me.
Yeah, but it wasn't a crit. I only hit you after I landed. I'm using the black box right now. It also has the same downside as the Liberty Launcher, as in there's only 3 ammo per clip. But the good side about this is that for every hit you deal to your opponent, right, despite that it's not a direct hit, as in your splash damage hit him, even if you inflict just 1 damage with him with this black box, right, you can gain back 15 health. Okay, I did 50 damage, and you can see at the bottom left corner I gained 15 health. I'm also using the gunboats, where you have minus 60% blast damage from rocket jump. So basically when you do rocket jump at time, you won't inflict to yourself as much damage. However, you need to note that the black box only comes into effect when you inflict damage on your opponent. That inflicting damage to yourself does not count.
Obviously, which idiot will actually think that way?
I used to think that way. I thought it would be a good way to just inflict damage to yourself, inflict 1 damage to yourself, and then just kill healing 14 health.
Oh, dumbass.
They didn't state, they did not state, they just say on hit, they never say to yourself or your enemy.
It was obvious.
Alright, okay, and then there's also the disciplinary action. It's a melee weapon that is very useful if you are having a pocket medic around with you. When you hit an ally with this disciplinary action...
Wrong word, spank.
Dude, it's hit.
Spank.
Don't be so gross. When you hit your ally with this weapon, both of you will be able to move much faster. So for example, you're playing control point, your enemy is capturing the last control point, you have a pocket medic with you. You can just keep whacking your pocket medic with this disciplinary action, and both of you can go very fast. But right now, I don't have an ally with me, so I can't really smack anyone to show you how fast it goes. Yeah, but if you hit your enemy, as you can see, he takes damage, but both of us do not move fast at all.
Obviously. You already said ally.
Buff banner. As you can see from the bottom right hand corner of my screen, there's a rage bar. The more damage I deal on opponent, the more it charges. So when I deal a lot of damage and it becomes a full bar, I can use the buff banner. And then when I use the buff banner, teammates around me, including myself, will be able to deal mini crits damage. Okay, as you can see, when it's charged fully, the whole bar turns red, and then it takes some time to do the buff banner. You'll be blowing the horn and your weapon shall glow. Then all damage will be a mini crit. There are also other similar weapons to the buff banner. We have the Conjurer and the Battalion's Backup. Both of these provides a defensive buff, meaning that it's unlike the buff banner where you deal damage to charge. These two weapons, you have to take damage in order for it to charge. For the Battalion's Backup, it is actually in the same set as the black box, so it's actually quite a good combo to use both of them together at the same time if you have no medic, because while the black box heals you, all the damage you take will be charged into the battalion's backup. It's more of a defensive one, which I find it not really very useful.
Obviously.
Yeah. And as for the Conjurer, damage that you deal out will come back as healing, so it sort of works as a black box. I still prefer the buff banner. All these 3 buffs, I prefer the buff banner the best.
Attention.
Well,
that's all for our tips and trick video. Stay tuned for a real game demonstration.
and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.